February the 27th, 2009 is the next pivotal date in the Halo timeline, when Halo Wars hits Xbox 360, attempting to do for real-time strategy what its predecessors have done for first-person shooters. To understand this fully, let's go back to another date. November the 15th, 2001 was a big day for the two M's, Microsoft and Master Chief. The former took its first step into the console business with Xbox, and the latter became the platform's first hero. It's hard to overstate just how important Halo Combat Evolved was to the original Xbox during its early phase. When taking on Japan's gaming Goliaths, Nintendo and Sony, having the most powerful hardware was never going to be enough by itself. But Bungie's game redrew the battle lines for first-person shooters on console, and introduced a universe and characters that are now thoroughly deserving of that horribly overused word, iconic. And yes, we know we gave it 8 out of 10. We've dealt with it. Have you? Halo 2 did the whole killer app thing all over again in 2004, this time for Xbox Live. By the time Master Chief strolled down the red carpet for the Halo 3 Xbox 360 launch in September 2007, the faceless cybernetic warrior from the future had even acquired an entourage of celebrity chums, and was probably thinking about selling his wedding snaps to Hello magazine. So in the 7.5 years since the first game, Halo has evolved well beyond being a handful of memorable shooters. There are novels, there are comics, there are action figures, there's machinima, there's that soundtrack, and there are, of course, the people who take it all very seriously indeed. Halo Wars is the first Halo game not developed by Bungie. It's also the first Halo game that isn't a first-person shooter. US Studio Ensemble, creator of the Age of Empires series, was entrusted with transforming humanity's struggle against the Covenant into a real-time strategy epic. Controversial, eh? Well, no, not really. After all, Bungie originally created Halo as, yes, a real-time strategy game. But that was for home computers, and this is for console, a space that has never quite figured out how to do RTS properly.
Most RTS games have historically been designed for the PC and for a mouse and keyboard. And so moving them over to a completely different interaction metaphor, I think that that inherently leads to a conversation of what you're going to sacrifice in order to make that experience work. And so I think that, generally speaking, games that are designed for one platform and move to another face a very significant set of challenges because those metaphors are so different.
And the last thing we want to do is mix our metaphors. So Ensemble's main innovation is the circle menu, designed to make joypad strategizing as smooth as a Spartan's bottom.
Because we were within a genre that we were trying to fundamentally sort of evolve, that's where I think the complexity came in, and it wouldn't have necessarily mattered if we were evolving it on the PC or for the Xbox.
Okay, so that's the interface. Now, as Halo fans, we love a good yarn, and Halo Wars explores a period untouched by the games and only hinted at in the broader fiction.
So Halo Wars is set 20 years before the events of Halo Combat Evolved, and this is a very different time in the universe. The Covenant are very different. They've not yet anthropomorphized at all by having exposure to humans, so they're a little rougher, a little more wild. There are more Spartans in the universe than just Master Chief, so instead of being the lone Spartan that's left to carry the torch, you'll actually find yourself commanding groups of Spartans in Halo Wars.
While the action itself is viewed from above the battlefield as you command your forces, the storyline is driven through elaborate, spectacular cinematic sequences that play out between missions.
These guys just don't know when to quit.
One of the things that we are most passionate about in the studio is really making sure that we don't just give Halo action experiences, but we give Halo story experiences. We've heard time and time again from our fans that they're very committed to the story and they want to learn more about the universe. The cinematics that you see in Halo Wars are intimately woven into the story and to the gameplay, so they're not just something that floats above. You'll find yourself transitioning in and out of scenes and going in and out of cinematics that carry the story forward.
and a handy timeline feature has been included for diehards to help you keep track of exactly what happens when.
The story we're telling in Halo Wars has not been told in any other fashion, either through a book or a game, so it's very much a new story with many new surprises, many new characters. You will certainly, if you're familiar with the entire range of Halo lore, you'll find familiar dates and places and references in there.
Halo Wars is very much Ensemble's game, but Halo will always be Bungie's baby. And Microsoft is keen to point out that this strategy spin-off has been a team effort.
Halo is definitely, it's an ensemble effort, to coin a phrase. Bungie has a critical role to play as they developed the original mythos and the original story. Ensemble, who really is leading the effort of Halo Wars, has critical things to say about their story and how they want to tell it. And then from the franchise perspective as well, we weigh in because we're looking at not just a particular game or a particular experience, but the entire Halo universe and how we want to coast across that.
Pick any random month since the release of Halo 3 and you'll find the game has consistently been one of the most played over Xbox Live. And that's still the case today. Halo Wars is a very different proposition, of course, but multiplayer is woven deep into the fabric of the experience from the off.
Out of the box, we have two primary modes. Standard mode is starting from scratch with a base, building it out as you see fit, capturing other base sites, variety of different ways to play depending on the kind of map that you're on. Deathmatch mode, you tend to start out with more resources. It's more focused on instant combat and really just sort of dominating and crushing your opponent through whatever you've selected and going out and doing it. It's a little more immediate.
Shooter fans, of course, have the mouth-watering prospect of Halo 3 ODST to look forward to later in the year. But the trick Microsoft is trying to pull off with Halo Wars is not just to entice strategy fans, but every man, woman and geek who's ever dreamed of slipping into a shiny Spartan uniform. After all, there's quite a few of them.
As a studio right now, we're talking about what we'd like to do to carry the game forward. We're really excited about this game. We obviously have a lot of ideas for areas that we'd like to go. We haven't committed to anything yet, but I believe you'll probably be hearing something fairly soon. It's that big sense of heroism and action and epic scope and scale that we wanted to translate into Halo Wars into this new genre.
You can read the full Eurogamer verdict on Halo Wars by hitting the red button. The game is out exclusively for Xbox 360 on February the 27th.
This is Spartan Group Omega. If they want war, we'll give them war.